Hello, hello, good morning. It's Monica Hayward from Life is Art, and welcome to the April to June catalog launch party. Woohoo! I'm just giving everybody a moment to pop on and find the live. And I'm also turning the sound off on my phone. So that we don't have noises going off around us. And you can see on the Versamat we have our catalog. And if you're a VIP who put in your order after the 15th of March, you probably already have a copy of this catalog in your hot little hand. I know some of you have been commenting that you've liked this or that about it, and that you're excited to see what's going to happen with some of the products and what we're going to create. So that is always nice to hear. So I'm just giving everybody a minute to find the live feed. If you're popping on to watch, just say hello or howdy so I know you're here. And if you're watching later on replay, you can just say replay. And it's important to do that because there will be a draw for a door prize. And so if you said hello or howdy or hi there or whatever, or replay hello on this live walkthrough, then that will get you one entry into the prize draw. And then there will be some games and things going on later throughout the day, and those will also earn you entries into the door prize draw. So that's exciting. Good morning, good morning. I see people are popping on, finding the live feed. Good morning, Kimberly. Hey, Brenda. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, good morning. Everybody's up and going on a Saturday. Yeah, it's pretty quiet at my house right now. I think everybody is sleeping in today. So not too much is happening as of yet, but they will slowly but surely start waking up around here. So, good morning, Carol. Good morning, good morning. You're popping on to watch while you're cooking and getting ready to go to an event at your church, so yay. Good to see you. Okay, so you can see from the front cover of this catalog that there is going to be something a little bit masculine going on in here, which is nice to see. Sorry, I'm shuffling my chair because I'm a little bit shifted over from where I normally am, and hopefully I will pay attention to your comments as they roll through, even though it's a little bit farther away from me. But I have my phone plugged in because sometimes during the launch parties, when I'm doing the walkthrough, my phone gets dangerously low in battery life. Okay, Heather, you're going to catch up later, going to Maple Syrup Fest. Yes, 'tis the season. Apparently maple syrup started running really early this year because we had all that warm weather and then it kind of died off. And so, yeah, now we're kind of wavering back and forth. The weather has been going up and down, but that's actually really good for maple syrup. You want cold nights and warmer days to make the sap run. All right. I have a little dry tickle in my throat this morning. I'm going to take a sip of water, and then we're going to get started. We're going to open up the catalog. Okay, drum roll, drum roll. Okay. We have on the front cover this gorgeous collection of cards showing off one of the collections inside the catalog. I won't spend too much time because you've been looking at it the whole time that we've been chit-chatting. But I'm going to go ahead and open up the catalog. Always at the beginning of the catalog, you will see a welcome message from the founder and CEO of Close to My Heart, Jeanette Linton. And so that's always nice to read and hear her thoughts. And then there's also an opportunity to look at the opportunities that you have to become a maker or a VIP customer. And so please take a look at that. You can also find that information on the website. If you are not yet a VIP, let me tell you, the VIP program is fabulous. You will not regret signing up as a VIP because every time you purchase, you get 15% of that back in credit that you can spend on your next order or save it up for a large purchase that you want to make. So it's basically, you know, getting money back for orders you're already placing anyway. Who wouldn't want that? So if you haven't signed up as a VIP, take a look at it and see if it's right for you. And good morning, Erica. Nice to see you're watching. Yes, the men's collection in here is stellar, Robin. I am enjoying it too. And then the next page has a little bit of information about our card making and scrapbooking subscriptions. And if you haven't ever taken a look at those, be sure to do so. These make really nice gifts for people. So if you know like a university student or a high schooler or a young mom or an elderly person or somebody who's just not done a lot of crafting but kind of has an interest in crafting, these are fabulous because they come right to your door. If you purchase for the whole year, for a whole year subscription, you don't even pay the shipping. It's, you know, it's all free shipping. I'm going to have a sneeze here in a second. Sorry, that was a long pause. I had one of those moments where I thought I was going to sneeze. And it comes with everything that you need other than glue and photos. So for your scrapbooking, all you need is glue and photos. For your card making, all you need is glue and sometimes foam tape if you want to add a little bit of dimension. But the ink, the stamps, the papers, the envelopes, the card bases, everything's included in this. And this, all the die cuts and stickers and whatever else is included is all in there. All you need is your photos and your adhesive. So this is great for people who don't have a lot of space or for people who just want to be able to do something really quick. And you don't even need like a paper trimmer or anything. So that is fabulous. All right. And then we're turning the page to our first collection. We love these collections. I love how they set up the catalog this way, where you get 3 collections. Although next month we're switching, or next catalog, we're switching back to our 2-month catalog. It's just working out better for 2 months at a time. And so the next one, the July-August one, will be a 2-month catalog. So they tried this for a little while, but it just wasn't working. So I love this layout that is on this front page. Let me just bring it up closer. This collection is called Cosette. It's very much sort of a vintage, shabby chic, kind of boutique-y kind of collection. I love how it's sort of like romantic and Paris and all that fun stuff. Michelle's loving this one. And you're joining us from Deborah's house. How fun is that? You guys get to watch the walk-through together, which means you get to talk amongst yourselves while you're watching. That is fabulous. I love that there's birds and florals and butterflies and sort of this mail, like postage stamps and things. Then over here, we've got a beautiful card that's been created with a lovely oval in the background. And the colors in it are just gorgeous. And so let's turn the page on Cosette. Oh, let me read through here. This is a good thing to note about the front page of a collection is that it looks like the colors are coming through really weird on my video when I lift it up. I'll have to see why that is. When you look at the front page, it gives you the whole range of colors that are in the collection. So there's desert rose, papaya, peach, mulberry, mist, seabrook pine, yellow, toffee, white daisy, French vanilla, and black. So lots of varied colors, but they work so beautifully together. All right. Yes, the color scheme, Erica. It's beautiful. So we're turning over the next page, and once you've looked at the opener page, the next page that you will find in any collection is always sort of the staple items for the collection. So you'll have a closer look at the sticker sheet. You'll see the pattern papers. So you get 6 sheets, 2 each of 3 different designs back to back. And then you'll have cardstock, embellishments, picture my life cards, and digital artwork. And so let's move this to the side and let's have a closer look because that's the exciting part when we get to see things up close. And so here is the sticker sheet from Cosette. And I love that there are a couple large titles on here. So we've got this one that says Good Times. And then we have this larger one that says Together. But then there are a few smaller words. We've got this, Smile Today, Marseille. So we're going to France. Carte Postale. And we've got all sorts of little stamp motifs. I love the typewriter. Isn't that gorgeous? But I have to say, I think my favorite sticker on here is this large sort of basin mug that has this gorgeous bouquet of flowers in it. Isn't that beautiful? I think that's my favorite. And it's also in one of the Picture My Life cards, which is fun. Look at the beautiful detail on the birds on this. Aren't they just so pretty? Then there's also this one. It says, You were like a wildflower, wild and free. Gorgeous little journaling spots, some stamps, some little wood grain arrows, lots of foliage and flowers, and then some sort of watercolor swashes, a couple of sticker zip strips, and some more patterns going on there. How fun is that? So pretty. So that is this sticker sheet for Cosette. I'm going to scooch that out of the way and bring in the pattern papers. So the first paper that we have is this one. It's got a French vanilla sort of distressed background, and then it has all of these stamp motifs going on all over it. Envelopes wrapped up in string, beautiful birds. That bird is repeated. Gorgeous butterflies in different colors and sizes. Then there's florals. There's black and whites. There's colored. It's just a gorgeous combination of icons on here. Yes, Robin, it's so pretty. Happy April Fool's Day, yes. I was going to play a joke, but then I decided not to. And then there's also a zip strip on here with a nice little diagonal stripe. So that is the first pattern paper. We're going to scooch that off to the side. And then the back side of that one is also another layered up piece. Sorry, I've got that sneeze happening. My goodness, I must need to dust in here. We've got sort of a craft background on here, and then all of these beautiful things layered up. It almost looks like somebody's corkboard, with all different mementos and keepsakes from travels. We've got stamps, we've got florals, butterflies, little sort of advertisements, clock faces, packages with strings. There's a clipboard with some butterflies, lots of little words, all smiles, love this life, dare to dream, cherished memories. So many beautiful things on there. And doesn't that just look gorgeous? And of course that mug full of flowers that I like. So fun. So let me scooch this over here. So those are kind of the big, vibrant, bold hero papers. And then we can move into some subtler patterns. So there's this beautiful one that's done with sort of like a little, kind of like a herringbone feathery design, creating stripes. And then the zip strip is a dark background with butterflies and florals all over it. Very small, but very pretty. And then moving on, we have the back side of that is this gorgeous pine design. And this is just so beautiful. I wish there was actually more of this one in the collection. And, or that we could just buy it by itself. Wouldn't that be great? I love it. It's sort of like a brocade-y, not really a brocade, but damask kind of textile-y look. Looks kind of like wallpaper. Looks very vintage. Loving it. Oh, you gave... Robin saying she tried to trick her husband, telling him he was late for work for April Fools. But he didn't fall for it. Good morning, Mom. And then this next one we have is the gorgeous leafy goodness, but it's on a blue instead of a green. I love how they've done this one on a green, but then the one that sleeves is on a blue. And then the zip strip at the top is a toffee or craft base with some beautiful doilies on it. How pretty is that? I love that because, you know, when you think of vintage, you think of, you know, the junk journals and things like that, and you think doilies and lace and things thrown in, so it's nice that they included that little nod. And then this last one is a beautiful pattern of sort of viney flowers going up with yellow flowers. And you know what? In the back of my mind, I'm reading dandelions. So you know how the little kids and grandkids always go out and pick a nice little handful of dandelions and bring them to you, and they're so excited. That just reminded me of that. I'm sure these are not supposed to be dandelions, but to me, that's what they looked like. And I thought that was really cute, and I'm pretty sure I have some photos that I need to scrapbook for that, because my kids were famous for bringing me handfuls of dandelions. So that is the pattern papers for Cosette. Happy April Fools, Kimberly! And then the coordinating cardstock for this collection. Let's take a look at this. Aren't these colors gorgeous together? So we have French vanilla, we have toffee, honey butter, pine, mist, and mulberry. Aren't they just beautiful together? I love that there's sort of neutrally colors, and then there's the pink and yellow and the green and the blue. And I've got them laid out here so that you can see the back and the front of each piece. So our cardstock is double-sided. So one side will have dark, like this mulberry here that I can't pick up, and then the opposite side is the lighter side. So you get two tones from the same piece of cardstock, which is fun if you want to do double matting. You can do a dark layer and a light layer without even having a second piece of cardstock. So those are the coordinating cardstock colors for Cosette. And then we also have the embellishments. And the embellishments for this are really kind of cool. Let me pull them out of the package. So if you really like that vintage look, that layered up look, you're going to love these. These are die cut embellishments, which means you're going to have a really hard time seeing them on the camera. But I want to show you the pattern on the front. So this paperboard has been printed with these sort of writings and advertisements and all sorts of things on here. There's perfume. There is just different things. I mean, it's French. This is also perfume eau de toilette. But even just the scripting and then the text, just like it would be in a newspaper. So let me flip it over, because from the back side, you'll actually see what shapes are on here. So there's various sizes of butterflies. There's some of these sort of lark bird shapes. There are, though there's 3 sizes of that. There's flowers, there's leaves, there's little tags, there's frames, there's brackets, little postage stamp, little half circles, arrows, all sorts of things, triangles. Beautiful, beautiful things on there, the ampersand. And so all done in paperboard, so they're nice and thin. So if you're somebody who likes to scrap or card make in very low profile without a lot of bulk, the paperboard is excellent for that. Pardon me. Woo. All right, and then my favorite thing, Picture My Life cards. I don't know how many times I come back to these, but I love the Picture My Life cards. And so you see me talking about them a lot, including them in my card making and my scrapbooking. And yeah, so in a package of Picture My Life cards, you always get 24 cards. You get 12 4x6 and 12 3x4s. So let's take a quick look at the 3x4s. This one says, "Life is better with you." Love that. And then on the back side, it goes vertical and in a different color. "The best things in life aren't things." I think that's really pretty too. And then we've got it on the back side. This next one is a lovely floral wreath, and which is good for a nice little journaling spot. And then also for layering, adding a little layer somewhere. Here we've got sort of a little postcard from the Eiffel Tower with some scripted writing on there. A nice little thing to just kind of tuck in amongst some layers. Then we have a trio of the full flowers on here, and then a single one on the back. This one is just beautiful writing. It's not even any language I can recognize. It's just for texture, right? And then again, tone on tone on the other side. There's a nice little frame for a journaling spot, or to add a little photo inside. Isn't this pretty, this postage stamp with the little bird? Gorgeous. And then again on the other side, a different color and a different icon. We've got some doilies here on this one, and then again on the other side, another journaling spot with a little swag of flowers. So pretty. And then here we have a really petite print with all the icons, the butterflies, the florals, but it's super tiny, and that is great for adding a nice little layer on a card especially. And then on the back side, we have it with a dark background, which is also very fun. Then on the front here of this one, we have the story with a typewriter. And I hope your video is still working for you. Mine has gone for a crash here on my screen. I'm going to restart it and hope for the best. Let me just refresh. And then on the back side, we have the same thing, but in vertical. Yep, I had to refresh. We're starting it again. If you ever run into trouble with your video, just pop out and come back in. And sometimes that works. There we go. We're back up and going. Kimberly says I'm good, so it didn't die for you. So that's good. All right. And then let's gather those up. Hopefully the internet holds today. We had an issue with our internet late yesterday afternoon where it just decided to stop working. We had to go reset everything. So hopefully that doesn't happen in the middle of our walkthrough. Now let's take a look at our 4x6s. So this one is like that pink pattern where it's sort of a feathery, tweedy stripe, but it's done in black and white on both sides, just different directions. Then we have a trio of butterflies with sort of a distressed background in the mist color. And then on the back, we have a trio of butterflies this way. Then on this one, we have a lovely journaling spot with some tags already on there. And then on the back side, again, same thing, but different. This one, I love this. It's got the definition for joy. Joy is a noun, a feeling of great pleasure and happiness, a state of happiness or felicity, bliss, a source of or cause of delight. Isn't that pretty? And then again, it's going the other direction. A little spot for writing some notes. These are great for tucking into pocket scrapbooking. Here's a little wood grain, and then going the other direction as well. A lovely floral journaling spot. Beautiful. I love the colors. Aren't they just so pretty? And then we have another one. I like how they've kind of got it stuck on there, like you've got your dried flowers stuck into a scrapbook. How pretty is that? Life is made up of moments. Beautiful. Love the font on that too. And then look at this one. A nice all-around pattern created with the florals. And then again with the Seabrook on the back. Let me tell you a story. Isn't that a great way to start a page? And then again on the other side. We're running out of room here. And look at this one. Isn't that beautiful? It reminds me of like an artist's journal where they've been looking at different flowers and then writing notes about what they saw. So pretty. All right, so those are the 4x6 Picture My Life cards for Cosette. Let me just gather those up. Stick them back in the envelope because if I don't, I will misplace them. Tuck those in there. And then we are going to take a look at the digital collection. Obviously, I can't really show you anything because it's digital. But here in the catalog, you can see there's a large title. This is our story. Also, remember. Then there's a layout and some cards and an envelope that you can create. There's also beautiful florals, stamp birds, butterflies. And these are all ones that you can deconstruct and reconstruct and switch them up and change the sizes and do all those things. And so that is wonderful. And those can just be downloaded right on your account. And then turning over the page, we have some stamp sets. So there's both a card making stamp set and a scrapbooking stamp set, but really they can be, you can use them on anything you want. They're stamps, right? They just like to differentiate because quite often the images on the scrapbooking ones are larger and the ones on the card making one are smaller. Now this one is interesting, the card making one, because anything that you see that has this sort of drawn halo around it has a thin cut, but there's also two items on this page, which hopefully you can see, that they don't have a stamp. They are just the thin cut. And so let me bring in the stamp set here. So you've got all these beautiful florals, and then you've got some sentiments, sending happy thoughts, thankful, happy to know you, you are the best, I'm here for you, for a friend like you, friend, and then all the florals. But when you look inside, you can even see here on this one how they've done the outlines. So these are all the thin cuts. Okay, so this is exciting. I was really happy about this one. Look at these. My favorite is this arch top. I am loving this. I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. I've already got some ideas bumping around in my head. And then this beautiful oval as well. So lots of fun things to play with in this stamp and thin cut set. Now, if you want, you can get just the stamp. You don't have to get the combination of the stamp and thin cuts. You just keep in mind that you won't get these designs, the oval and the arch top, because those are not a stamp. They're just a thin cut. Then over here we have the scrapbooking one, and it's got some gorgeous items on here. There's a postage stamp, which of course you can stamp in any color you want. A butterfly that's sort of very detailed. And then, of course, the bird that's very detailed. There's a clock face and a couple hands, so you can even set the time on your clock. And then there's all sorts of sentiments. Tell your, the story, cherished memories, this life, remember, and our love. So let me show you. I kind of sort of skipped right over the artwork here. Here's a card that has been made with that arch top. They did some edge distressing around with some of the pink ink. I think that is the mulberry, mulberry ink all the way around. And they did a little bit of splattering, then layered up some thin cut and colored florals. Those were colored with the watercolor pencils, and then layering up with all the beautiful patterns underneath. Isn't that beautiful? A little bit of twine and a little bit of sparkles. This one here with the oval, they created a shaker card. And so they've used some of those clear gems inside the shaker so that you can still see the stamped images that are in there. And they put the happy to know you that follows the edge of the oval. A little bit of splattering, a little bit of sparkles. And so I like that these are kind of shaped. You know, though, you can take a lot of our stamps because they're the clear acrylic, and you can gently set them on your block in a bent shape, but these ones are already bent. Now, if you don't want them bent and you want to stamp them straight, there's a good chance that you can kind of straighten them out to stamp them as well. All right, let's look at this layout over here. I love how they layered up circles. They've got toffee, they've got French vanilla, then they've got pattern paper, then they have their photo. Isn't that beautiful? Then they did some stamping in here, and just as I was saying, you can bend the stamps. They've taken this remember and they've put it on their block and created this curve, right? And then they've added in the little squigglies here, and then some dots, probably with stickles. Looks like stickles. I love how they have two different patterns, and it's cut right down the center with that zip strip, but then they've overlaid with this gorgeous sort of wreath-like cluster of photo and images, and they used a lot of the stamps. They've got the bird, they've got the stamp, they've got the word love, this life, they've got the clock. There's some stickers stuck in there as well. They've even got sort of a scallopy circle, adding in another stamped butterfly from here. They've got the word cherished from down here. They've got memories. So they really used a lot of the stamps on that layout, and that's so pretty. So pretty. Oops, I've got my catalog all bunched up funny. We're turning the page. Yes, I really, really like that arch, Brenda. I was glad. It actually came in our launch bundle, and I was so excited. All right, now the next page in the catalog, when we're going through a collection, we'll see the sort of the cover, artwork, and then we'll see all the essential bits, and then we have a couple of workshops. So this is the scrapbooking workshop kit for Cosette, and it comes with everything you need to make these 3 double-page layouts. So there are some exclusive items. You do get the paper pack and the sticker sheet. You also get 4 pieces of cardstock. Then you get some exclusive patterned paper, and then you also get an exclusive couple sheets of die cuts. So all these hexagons and things, those are all die cuts that you just pop out. Then you also get the die cuts that come with the collection, and you can get it with or without memory protectors. So lots of fun things. Now they also give you sort of an additional items. I'm just kind of walking through what you're looking at when you turn to this page. The additional supplies are always optional, but it kind of adds to the look. So when you look at these, they have used these additional items. So some foam tape, that's just for popping things up, totally up to you. Then mulberry and toffee ink and a round sponge. And those are for doing some edge inking and things on different spots, adding a little bit of background with the sponge, just kind of sponging in some color, all that kind of thing. So let's take a look at the layouts. This first layout has that gorgeous, gorgeous pine pattern paper in behind. They've used torn paper, distressed it with the toffee ink, layered it up with so many hexagons. I love how there's pattern on pattern and icons mixed in there. If you have struggled with clustering and embellishing, then giving a go at one of these workshop kits is great because they tell you where to put all the things. And so if you need some practice on where to put things, this is a great way to get that practice. The second layout here is using that gorgeous sort of craft corky background with all the fun papers. And I love how they've added 2 big squares of cardstock on there to give your eye a place to rest from the busy background before you hit the photos. And that just really helps the photos stand out. I love the scalloped edge that they've done over on the right-hand side for the journaling spot. Oh, the color has gone funky on my screen again. And layering up with that gorgeous typewriter. So pretty. And I love this. It's the paper is about mail and typewriters and stuff. And these look like pictures of somebody at a beach or out in the desert. So, it's the colors. They're looking at the colors, and that's where they're drawing their inspiration from. And then this last one here with the beautiful exclusive pattern paper that looks all distressed all around the edges. And then I love this, the journaling done on tags all along the edge there like that. Beautiful dandelions down the center. And I think that's just really sweet. Look at that. So pretty. So many details on there. Every time I look at them, I see something new. So that is the scrapbooking workshop kit for Cosette. And then there's also a card making workshop kit. And so the card making workshop kit will make 16 cards for each of 4 designs. And I love how they did these because they made them look like parcels, right? With the exclusive thin cuts that come with this. So you get a stamp set and thin cuts. So the stamp set has the sort of postage sort of things, the cancellation lines, 2 different postage. These are Paris, and then some extra little garbledy writing. It means nothing. It's just there for the texture. There is a tag thin cut. Then there is a long string thin cut. Then it's a bow thin cut, but there's 2 different sizes of bows. So you'll notice over here on the cards that they've done them the small bow, the large bow, and then they've even layered 2 bows together, so large and small, to make a double bow. How fun is that? Then there's also Thinking of You, Just Because, Hello, Peace and Comfort, lots of fun things. You're also going to get paperboard die cut flowers, and these are different from what you would normally purchase from the black die cut flowers. These are a different style of flower, so that's fun. You also get your envelopes and card bases, cardstock, and then these two patterns of paper. And so we've got, let me bring this up a little closer. So here they've done 4 different sections and added in the little tag here with the double bow. This particular piece is just cardstock, and then they've used the postage stamp to add tone-on-tone pattern. This one here, they've done stamping on it as well to make it look like an envelope. And then this one, this is kind of the brown paper package tied up with strings look. I love how they've done toffee inking on toffee paper, but then for the address postage part, they've gone with black. So that makes it stand out even more, really makes it look like a parcel tied up with strings. And then here, this one has got all sorts of paper strips underneath, some of the die cut black flowers, again, adding on the little tags, same as this one. This one, they've gone and used both the string going both directions to really tie it up. And of course, some more of the little flowers. So that is the card making workshop kit. Now, that means that we're on to the next collection. And I have to say, I'm a little bit biased, maybe because there's 4 guys in my house, but this is a collection coming up, is one that I have kind of requested several times. And so, ta-da! It's called Hey Handsome. And the great thing that I like about this collection is that it's masculine, but it is not sports, it's not hunting, it's not fishing, it's not computers, it's not all the typical things. It's a little bit more classic, it's a little bit more generic, so that it works for a lot of different things. And I really appreciate that, because my guys are not into hunting, fishing, camping, sports, none of that. And so this really appeals to me. Maybe it's not everybody's cup of tea, but boy, oh boy, am I excited about it. Yoo-hoo! Yes, Jennifer, that Cosette has beautiful workshops, doesn't it? Okay, so Hey Handsome, it's definitely a masculine feel. It has some beautiful textile-inspired patterns. And you can see here on this layout, they have used a bunch of little squares set on the diagonal to create sort of an argyle pattern and backdrop for those clusters of stamped images, along with this really cool photo of this dude on his bike. And I think that's really pretty. And then over here, we've got some of the PML cards, and then this card down here that's been created. Loving this. Look at that collection of stuff. And you'll also notice something different about the embellishments on this one. Something unique that we haven't seen before. So let's turn over the page, and we've got our sticker sheet, our pattern papers, cardstock, the embellishments that I was hinting at, Picture My Life cards, and then the digital collection. So again, we're going to scooch this out of the way because we want to see it up close. And let's bring in the sticker sheet. I always like showing the sticker sheet first because it really gives you an idea of what is involved in the collection. Brenda says, this looks wonderful and it'll be on her list. Awesome. And Carol agrees that it's versatile. It sure is. And I think it's great too because it works for cards and it works for scrapbooking. There's the patterns have a range in sizes too. We'll see that as we go along. So I love how many words are on here. Maybe it's because my guys like words, especially one of them. He's a wordsmith. And so I love this. So we've got Right Hand Man. There's a fancy little and. There are these boys who stole my heart. They call me Mom. That's kind of nice. The Man, the Myth, the Legend. Just Remarkable. Like Father, Like Son. Then we've got the #1 Man of the Year Original. You're a Classic. Blessed and Loved. Awesome. Brothers, a gentleman always wears a smile. Then down here we've got a whole bunch of smaller words. Love you so, so handsome, funny, my hero, powerful, strong, tough, dignified, wise, some stars, friend, and then these beautiful arrow strips. Then we've got some strips that look like washi. I love these pennants, how they've done sort of a rounded end on them. It almost makes me think of, like on a cuff or something. It just has that look of textile and, a closure of some kind. And so I like that. We've got bow ties, lots of little stars scattered all around. Then there's some pennant banners up here, which is fun for the sporty, inclined people. Mustache, arrows, gorgeous looking camera, a little tag. There's more arrows, a tree, a bike. So for the sporty people and the outdoorsy people, there's little nods to that. I love these glasses because all my guys wear glasses. And yes, isn't that just gorgeous? And the colors are so pretty. I love that there's the black and white mixed in with the blue and the red and the green. So pretty. Okay, moving on to the pattern paper. So the first sheet of pattern paper we look at is going to be sort of the hero paper. And so the first side is this one that has sort of these motifs all over them, but they are not real places as far as I know. But they kind of have certain words that kind of pop out at you. So vintage auto, retro car repair, outdoor adventure, Wyoming, coffee, handcrafted, there's a motorcycle, farmer's market, handsome and kind, clothing company, bait and tackle, royal treatment coffee, there's the bike club, lunch life, wild horse bar, the gent suits, food and stuff, grocery and items, Pixel Game Studio. So they kind of done a little nod. Prestige Barber Shop, Sweets Bakery. They've really kind of hit all of the things, right? Lake and Land Adventure, hard work and stay humble, work hard and stay humble, gear and garb. So every time I look at it, outdoor wear, handsome designs, Live Liberty Warehouse. Every time I look, I see something new. There's an outdoor, that's the outdoor adventure again. Yes, work hard for better future, rise and shine, luck for life. Yeah, absolutely. So cool. And then a beautiful zip strip of stars. The back side of that one is this paper that has all of these words on here, but it's got sort of a distressed background on it in this paprika color. And so there's larger than life, remarkable, loyal, affectionate, chivalrous, accomplished, sharp, dashing, handsome, smart, carefree, kind, brawny, gallant, devoted, macho, friend, athletic, knowledgeable, unique, tough, strong, wise, brilliant, witty, passionate, proud. So many different words on there that really cover all sorts of kinds of guys, right? So let's scooch those over a little bit. And we're going to bring in the next one, which has to be my favorite. And I really wish I could just have pages and pages and pages of this. Look at this beautiful tweed pattern. Isn't that just stunning? Looks like just like gentlemen's outdoor wear, a big overcoat or a gorgeous suit. So pretty. And then across the top, we've got top hats and motorcycles and bicycles and glasses. The back side of that is this beautiful stripe, which brings in the harbor and the pine and the paprika and the black as well. All the colors there. But again, looking a bit like textiles, right? Almost pajama fabric is kind of what I think of when I see this. Or a shirt. Shirt material. And then this next one is a gorgeous pine pattern in a little diamond with a dot. And this really says tie. Like you would have a tie made out of this. Maybe just let me bring this up a little closer so you can see the pattern. Little dots in the diagonal and then a circle in the center. And then that bold black and white stripe across the top. So gorgeous. And then this last one, which is on the back side, is this beautiful check. Again, a gorgeous flannel shirt or suit jacket, you know, if you're going back in the classic days. So I am loving this. And of course, this is a beautiful harbor, dark green. It looks very rich, luxurious, you know, so, you know, golf club or the gentleman's club or just guys dressed up for a night out to go to the theater, something like that, right? Like really just gorgeous. And okay, gotta move on. Can't drool over it all day. And then we bring in the pattern, or sorry, the cardstock. So we get black and white. Then there's also mink. Let me just flip this over so you can see the two colors. Then we have paprika, which is kind of nice that it's not like a red, it's more of a rusty orangey paprika color. And then we have the pine. And then last but not least, the harbor. Aren't those just gorgeous together? I've got myself way off center. There we go. So black, white, mink, paprika, pine, and harbor are the coordinating cardstock colors. Love that combination. And you know what? This is the featured collection for May. So we're getting into late spring, early summer, but those are almost fall colors. Didn't you notice that? They're kind of more subdued fall colors. But you know what? That's a lot of the classic men's suitings and things like that are really more done in the classic fall colors. So, yes. All right, let's look at the embellishments. Let me grab a piece of white cardstock here so you can see them a little better. Let's plop that down. So these are the Hey Handsome acrylic shapes, but there is something unique about these. I hope you'll be able to tell. And let's just lay them out here. These are matte. They're matte black. So just kind of getting them out so you can see all the different patterns. And now some of them will look shiny. So one side is shiny and one side is matte. And these ones are actually, this is actually two pieces. So you've got the outline star and the inside star, like that. This one and this one are the same, where you take them apart. We've got pluses, we've got buttons, we've got tie and bow tie. But if you look at them, they are matte. And then they added some design on it, where it's been kind of etched into it. And so you get those two different colors on there. And you can really see it on the sunglasses, or the glasses. Isn't that fun? So they're matte, and then they have that. Now, if you really want to, you can flip it over to the back side and have the shiny side. But I love that they're matte because we haven't really seen much of that. Again, they added the stripes on there. There's glasses without the shading, and it's just an outline. Mustache. How fun are those? Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. They're really cute, aren't they? All right, I'm just going to see if I can tip these back in. Let's see if this works. It usually works with the Scrabble board, where you tip and you can get them all back in. Let's see. Whoa, good so far. There we go. I don't want to lose any of them. I'm so excited about them. All right, so those are the Hey Handsome acrylic shapes for the embellishments. And then we have the Picture My Life cards. So let's quickly pull these out. Robin is loving this kit. I probably missed some of your comments. I will catch up with them afterwards. So again, we have 12 4x6 and 12 3x4s. So let's start with the 3x4s. There's one with the camera that says, hey, good looking. And then same on the other side, just a different way around. Jack of all trades, master at heart. Usually you see that and it's Jack of all trades, master of none. But this is master at heart. Wild and free. And then we've got words of wisdom. This fun design. Look at this. All these layers going on. Looks like weaving on there. And then mink on the other side. Here we've got some harbor with the herringbone pattern, black and white. I love that they included a decent amount of black and white stuff in here. There's a little file folder that works for a nice journaling spot. The rules of being a gentleman. Hard work, mind your manners, say please and thank you, don't curse, extend a firm handshake, offer a lady your seat, respect your elders, always make eye contact, keep your word, stand up straight, stay well groomed, open doors for others, read books often, have a romantic sensibility, act chivalrous, be punctual, love well, stay humble, shy away from gossip. I think those are cute. And then, of course, it's got them the other way around. There's a nice little tag for a journaling spot or a layering item. The most wonderful thing I decided to do was share my life and heart with you. Isn't that so fun with the distressed background? Certified devoted friend, both sides, and then a beautiful stripe. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Line those up. Okay, and then the 4x6s. Look at this fun plaid that we've got going on here. And then on the back side, a different color. We've got You're Just Fantastic. And again, on the other side, there's a lovely bicycle. It almost looks like an x-ray with that dark background. Looks like an x-ray of a bicycle. And then on the other side, there we go. There's a fun journaling spot, and you can even cut those out individually and use them in amongst layers. You can make a list with that. I love all those stars. Then this one almost looks like a weird circuit board, and we've got it in 2 different colors. There's a lovely journaling spot, a little bit of inky distressing on there. And look there, they've used that same shape from Cosette. Look at that. Even translates over into Hey Handsome. I love this one. This is like... it's a hexagon, but it's also a cube. If you look on the inside, it looks like a cube. Isn't that fun? And then in black and white as well. Like father, like son. Both sides. Some eyeglasses. There we go. And view this. I love this, that it looks a bit like a postcard. You know, wish you were here type of thing. Hey, dude. And again, on the other side. And then a top hat and bow tie and mustache. So fun. I am loving this. Just wait till May. We're going to be having fun with that. All right. Then let's bring back in our catalog. Almost forgot we had a catalog off on the side. How's our time doing? Ooh, we're almost an hour in. Okay, speed it up. The next page we have a card making and scrapbooking stamp sets. Now, this one is interesting. This Hey Handsome card making stamp set has some nice sentiments on here. It says, a father is someone you look up to no matter how tall you grow. Happy Father's Day. Then there's a large Happy Father's Day. And then this one that says, you may not have given me the gift of life, but life gave me the gift of you. And then we've got a gentleman here and 2 children. And so you can have them holding hands and walking. So let's take a look at the artwork here. This first one, they've used the gorgeous Tweety pattern, then the stripe, they've got the star zip strip, then that Picture My Life card with sort of that woven circles pattern all over it, one of the stickers from the sticker sheet that looks like washi tape, a couple of the buttons, and then they have splattered a piece of paper in the background, and then done some watercolor pencil coloring on the dad and the son. Beautiful. This other one here, they used that Picture My Life card that looked like the hexagons, but also cubes, layering up with that paprika paper with the words all over it, little strip of tweed, a lovely circle, and then also a strip of the pattern paper with all those icons and sort of advertisements, and then some of the sticker things. And again, changed it up, different coloring. This time they've got the girl on there. So pretty. All right, moving over to this scrapbooking stamp set. This one is the same sort of pattern that's on that pine pattern paper that you see here. Nice little star, but it's not a solid line. I like that. It's just the points that are picked up. Then we've got premium, quality, authentic, always original, fresh humor served daily for all those dad jokes. Looking good, limited edition. But you know what? These stamps, they look very masculine, but they can be used for just about anything. right? You could be out for shopping day with the girls and trying on outfits and use looking good, right? You could have some baking sitting on the table cooling and it could say looking good, right? Look gorgeous camera, limited edition, works for just about anything. Love it. So on this layout here, they've actually used this pattern to do some background stamping. They've got it behind this little pennant here. They've also got it going off the edge up here. I love what they did with the little flags. You know how we usually dovetail? I love how they cut them going down to the right for the two back ones, and then going down to the left for the one on top. Gonna have to try that. Never even thought of it before. I love the little half circles that they've added here as well. Kind of mirrors those pennants from the sticker sheet. Could even be from the sticker sheet. That could be what it is. And then they've layered up with that fun word paper in behind, which creates just sort of texture on there. And look at this. They used all of these circles in behind here to create a lovely backdrop. Instead of just a square, they mixed it up and used the circles to kind of go along with this circular, this stamp. Fun, fun, fun. Next page, we have our scrapbooking workshop. So you'll get a paper pack and sticker sheet, some cardstock, then some exclusive pattern papers, these ones here, the stripy ones. And then you're going to get some die cuts and memory protectors, or you can get them without the memory protectors. And also the black acrylic shapes, but these are exclusive to this one. So it's stars and arrows and buttons. And then the additional supplies that they've added is foam tape, glue dots. Those help stick down the acrylic shapes. Then they used a molten copper metallic paint pen. And what they did was, and I'll explain it in the instructions when you get the kit, they figured out a way to splatter with the copper paint pen. And so this first one here, you'll see there's some copper splattering happening. And I love how they've done all the strips and then layered up words on top of there and arrows. It's just so much layering happening. And then they did the same thing over here, but much smaller. They added in that paprika pattern paper to do matting, but they grouped all those photos together with it and then matted this one on it as well. Beautiful. And then this one has the exclusive pattern paper, that little bit of a mink stripe. It's actually one of the patterns from the Picture My Life cards. The one that I said was kind of like a circuit. That's what they've done a whole page of. I love all the different strips of the pattern paper, the stripes and the zip strips and the textiles and the stars, and they mirrored it over on the right hand side. And they also used some circles to break up all the square bits. So they've got a circle here and circles here and a circle in behind the tag here. So that kind of created a nice little visual triangle between the two pages there. And then the last page over here, they kind of did almost like a monochromatic page, but when you look at it in person, because they used black and white photos, they have mink and they have the tweedy pattern paper and they have the pine and things, but it does look very monochromatic, even though there is harbor and green and, there's blue and green and gray. It's just super gorgeous like that. Very handsome. And I love this big title. Hey, handsome. And this one over here, just remarkable. Gorgeous. Oh, and also on some of the black acrylic shapes, let me just kind of bring this up here. They used the metallic paint markers to color those inside, remember how I popped one of the stars out? They used the metallic copper pen to color that inside one and pop it back in. And so created that different kind of embellishment where it's matte black and then it's got shiny coppery on the inside. So fun. And then we have our card making workshop kit for the Hey Handsome. And for this you get an exclusive stamp set and thin cuts. And so the stamp set stamps anything you see in black. Anything that you see in gray is a thin cut. So there's a thin cut for the pocket square, for this stitched pocket, the eyeglasses, the pen, the button. And then there's also the sentiments. Happy birthday, dude. I just really love you. Okay, I admit it, you're a pretty cool dad, and thanks for being you. There's also a little stitch line here. There's stitch lines that can go on the pocket as well. There's a heart. There's the little X here is actually the thread that you can stamp on the button. So it makes it look like you've got thread holding the button on, a little star. So fun. So for the kit, you're going to get the bulk paper. You're going to get the coordinating cardstocks that are here. You're going to get some gold glitter gems, your envelopes and card bases, the stamp set, and the thin cuts. So let's take a closer look at the cards. I love this. Hey, Michelle, they used orange on gray. Isn't that pretty? It's well, paprika, but paprika is orange. And they've used that. Okay, I admit it, you're a pretty cool dad. Added in some buttons along there. I like how they did the placard. This is kind of look like a shirt, right? So the button placard, is that what you call it? I don't know. Is a different color, which you often see on shirts. This one, instead of being a shirt, you'll notice these three are all kind of shirts. These are jeans. And so they've actually taken the Harbor cardstock, blah, blah, blah. And because we have white core cardstock, what they did was they took some sandpaper and they just dragged it across going vertically, and then they dragged it across horizontally, and then it created that sort of denim or chambray look. They added more cardstock here for the belt loops, a piece here, and they used that stitching stamp, that one there, to add stitching so it looked like a belt, and then the pocket, and of course they added the stamp detail to make it look like a jean pocket, and also they added the little fabric tag in there, right? Like our favorite kind of jeans. And then look at this one. They've used that fancy paper for the background and cardstock for the placard. And they even put die-cut glasses on there and a pen in the pocket. How fun is that? And here they've added a different color on there. They did some background stamping with the star stamp and then layered up the pocket on there. And this one you can see here and here they've used that little X to stamp the thread on top of the stamped buttons. Very cool. And these ones are cut out buttons. They cut them out using white or whatever. So that is the card making stamp set. That means we're turning the page and we're going to get to see the third collection. So this will be the collection that's featured in June. And it's very summery. And it's called Hello Darlin', and it is very vibrant and gorgeous and reminds me of cottage and quilting and nautical and lots of other things. So let's take a look at this layout. I love how they have layered up all these different fun patterns and this bold floral in the background, and then picked it up with the stickers and things that are embellishing. They've got a little party, Life is a Party banner down there at the bottom. I love how they've tucked so many things in and around the photo. Isn't that beautiful? And then over here we have a nice card that says Celebrate with You. So pretty. Love that bow on top. Gorgeous. Now I gotta start. Yes, Robin, the jeans card. Isn't that awesome? Michelle's loving it too. I got to start my video again because it stopped working. Hopefully it's working for you. There we go. It's back. So there we go. Let's take a look. Flip over the page. We've got our sticker sheet, pattern papers, cardstock, embellishments, Picture My Life cards, and the digital art. So we're scooching it over because we got to see it up close. And look at this fun sticker sheet. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see where I'm getting that sort of cottagey vibe happening? I think one of my favorite things are these lanterns. Aren't those gorgeous? Sort of the kerosene or candle lanterns. So beautiful. Then we've got some large words. We've got the party that's on those banners. Hello, darling. Summer smiles. Then we've got some smaller, sort of mid-sized ones. We've got Good Times, The Good Life. Then we've got Life is a, and then With You. And then Good Times. Down here across the bottom, let's eat, sunshine, hot summer days, some hearts, love this, the best. Now that's good cooking. Life is a picnic with you, traditions, memories, spectacular, barbecue party. Then there's a couple of sticker zip strips down here with the gorgeous blue sapphire background and some teeny tiny florals on there. Then look at all of these gorgeous florals. There's 3 different sizes and colors of bows. There's some plaid hearts. Aren't they gorgeous? Some of these motif sort of circle things. They look very much like, you know, those party fans that you get that are tissue and then you pull them out and they make a great big circle. That's what they look like to me. And then all the different foliage and foliages, some banners, lots of fun stuff. But you can definitely see some nautical vibes with the blue and the white and the red. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, let's take a look at the pattern papers. First up is going to be the hero paper. So on the one side, we have this fun circular pattern. Again, like I said, sort of those paper fan looks. It's really very festive and party-ish. And then the zip strip across the top that you can barely see there is just all of the different colors. So we've got sapphire and mist and wonder what that other color is. Sapphire and mist and maybe periwinkle. And then white and then all the different reds. So fun. The opposite side of that is this gorgeous floral. I'm going to have to fussy cut some of that because you know me, I like to fussy cut out my florals. And I love that it's got the dark sapphire background on there. Beautiful roses and other little flowers there. I'm going to scooch it over a little bit. And then our next sheet we have is this really fun and fresh stars. Look at that. So pretty. And the zip strip on this has sort of that quilt pattern. You know, the star, very classic quilt pattern. You're going to see that again in a minute. The back side of this is this gorgeous, very small scale plaid. Isn't that fun? Or check. And it's got the light blue, the dark blue, the red, and the white going on there. And then our last sheet, we have this one, which you saw up here in the zip strip, but now it's a full page. And that just says cottage quilt to me. And then followed up with a nice candy apple Swiss dot zip strip. And then on the back side, we have this one that looks very, very much like the sunbrella fabric that you get on your patio furniture or on the awnings or, you know, deck furniture for your boat or your pool. So very nautically inspired, very summery backyard. Loving it. I like how there's wide and then small stripes on there. And it also reminds me of, you know, the lawn chairs that had the strips of the plasticky, not mesh, but you know what I mean. The woven, ye old lawn chairs. Most people have the camping ones now that fold down, but the old metal framed ones, they had that kind of thing going on. And then the coordinating cardstocks. We have White Daisy, Sapphire, Candy Apple, and Scarlet. And of course, again, all of our papers have the 2 sides, the darker side and the lighter side. So you get more variety. Even when there's only 4 colors, you're actually, well, this is all the same, but you're going to get a second color for all of these ones, the Sapphire, Candy Apple, and the Scarlet. Gorgeous. I like that they included 2 different colors of red. It's really fun, especially when you're die cutting things. You can have the 2 tones of red. And then we're going to take a look at the embellishments. So the embellishments on this one, and let me bring the catalog back in. You will see up here that there are 2 different colors. So there are the navy, very much like sapphire, but it's navy blue paperboard. So there's tradition, spectacular, celebrate, smile, best day ever, and then all sorts of icons. And then on the bottom, these are red acrylic pieces. Okay, so some florals and bows. So let's take a look at those. And the paperboard ones you can always see better when you look on the back side. I'm going to slide them out carefully because these tend to pop right out. So there's what the front looks like. Oh no, this is double-sided. So sorry about that. You're not going to see it any better on the back side. So it's better to see it in the catalog. And then the red acrylic shapes. We'll just dump some of these out here. You get some beautiful florals. Look at those details. And these are the thinner acrylic shapes. Some more florals. There's a bow. Some little banners. These are really fun to add to cards as well. These are florals, and some of them have had their centers popped out. Another big rose. Some more banners. And some hearts. I'm going to just take a quick sip of my drink. Whew. Brenda's loving the bright colors in this collection. They're very pretty. Like I said, I like the variation in the reds, that it's candy apple and scarlet. Sorry, I'm just going to scooch these off onto my catalog so I can dump them back in the bag so I don't lose anything. Sometimes when I scooch it off to the side on my table, I end up losing them. Losing little bits and pieces. I don't want to lose anything. I did clean my desk off this morning though, so there's not too many things hanging around on it at all. There we go. And I'll just carefully set this on top of here so I don't lose any. Those pop out really easily. And so you want to be careful when you're moving them around that you don't leave any behind. Then we also have the Picture My Life cards. And I like to get these out and show you. I know it takes a while, but the thing is, in the catalog, they don't actually show you all of them. So there's ones that you can't see, and they don't even show you all of them online. So this is the only way to see all of them. So let's start with the 3x4s this time. So this one has friends, family, and fun. Life is a picnic with you. Look at that smile. I like this one. It just looks like a piece of ledger paper. Or not ledger paper, but writing paper. And then here's a nice one that's already kind of decorated up for you for a nice little journaling spot. Some hearts in a journaling spot. And you can even fussy cut that out, make it a nice banner with a sapphire edge. A trio of pinwheels. And then a single pinwheel. Look at that basket full of flowers. Oh my goodness, so pretty. Gorgeous cluster of flowers. And then there's that tiny little foliage. I keep saying foliage. Floral that we saw as a sticker zip strip. But even smaller on the zip strip. And then on the back side, look at this teeny tiny little check. This is why these are great for using on cards. Because the pattern has been scaled down a little bit. And so it looks really good on a smaller spot. Like layering up on a card. And then we have the 4x6s. Look at this. It's got a nice check, but then it's got that floral on top. Look at that. I got it right this time. It's called it a floral. And then this one says, spectacular, amazing, fantastic. And the words are so large, it pops right off the edge. Spectacular, amazing, fantastic, wonderful, marvelous, fabulous, dazzling. These are my people. Look at that. So, I think about going to your cottage or your trailer, with that umbrella fabric kind of thing happening. It says, these are my people. And then again, on the other side, or a family reunion. That would be fun too. Look at that lovely thing. Sometimes I cut those out and use them as embellishments. And instead of leaving them as a card, a nice banner for a journaling spot. There's another journaling spot. These are great ones to add in to pocket scrapbooking. Then another spot, you can even add a photo in the center of that, or use it on the front of a card. Love these. Look at the lanterns. So pretty. And then here's one with a little flower in the middle of the teeny tiny little check. And again, this side a little bit larger. There's some more of those paper fans or fireworks even. Remember this with a little bit of a grid in behind, graph paper. Remember this. And Home Sweet Home. Isn't that gorgeous? So fun. Makes me want to eat a popsicle when I look at that. It says summer, popsicles, all the good stuff. Okay, then let's bring in our catalog again, and we'll take a little bit of a look at the digital art. So again, we've got a layout. There's some cards, and they've even got a slimline one. And then all the different icons. Look, the lantern is there. Hello, sunshine, shine bright, happy birthday, celebrate. These are the best days. And again, because they're SVGs, you can deconstruct them, reconstruct them, and resize them however you want. Make them however you want. You know what? Did I show? I didn't. I didn't show the ones for Hey Handsome. Oops. Jumping back. So there, we have a Hey There Handsome layout. Then there's a couple cards. There's one with ties, of course. Hey Handsome, I love my boys, big bro, little bro. Then the hats and glasses, world's greatest dad, grandpa's son, brother, uncle, wild. There's, a flag for golf, a sign, down the hiking trail. And then there's some ties and some tools. I totally forgot to show that. You know what the problem is I don't use them. And so they don't readily jump into my mind when I'm showing you stuff. All right. But I do love the PML cards, so I'm always showing you those. But gorgeous digital collections as well. And then we jump over to this page, and we have some stamp sets that coordinate with this collection. So we have the Hello Dial-In card making stamp set and the scrapbooking stamp set. And you can definitely tell the reason why they label them that way. It's not that you can't use them for both. It's just that these fonts are going to be smaller than these fonts because they're sized for what they're kind of aiming towards, right? So this one has celebrate, you're invited, party time. It's got some, the streamers. So straight streamers and curved streamers, or you can just curve them. Then the paper fans, some stars. Let's take a look at the artwork here. They've used some of the Picture My Life cards in behind for the base. And then the gorgeous stripes, they've stamped up those streamers going all the way across. And then, of course, stamping up all of those fun fans. They've added in some enamel dots and some stickles. And they even did a bit of a hand-drawn border around the outside with a marker, adding a little bit of the stars down there. Then over here, again, stamping, but this time they also stamped on White Daisy and used the thin circles, thin cuts to cut those out and pop them up. And then they just did the back ones very plain in second generation sapphire to get that lighter color. Adding in the pattern paper in behind. They also did a unique technique there where they did, they loaded up the ink with sapphire, stamped it off on scrap paper, and then loaded the bottom half of the words with sapphire again, so you get those two tones. So you get a nice sort of blend, whereas bottom is first generation, and the top is second generation. Then over here we've got the scrapbooking stamp set. And this one has beautiful florals that you can stamp different colors on. So you've got the outline, the base, and then the highlights, or the lowlights if you want. And because it's easier to stamp a low light than a highlight. And then other little things, and it's got the designs that can go on the centers of the leaves and the centers of the flowers. Then it's got good times, home sweet, best summer ever, memories and traditions. So this is a little bit of a close-up. I had to get this one. Gonna have fun playing with those florals, the layers. So we've got those. Now, I didn't get the thin cuts for mine, but you can get thin cuts. I just like fussy cutting, so that's what I do. And then let's take a look at this layout. I love how much splattering they did in the background. They used a red pen just to create a drawn line. Now, obviously, they used a ruler for these lines because they're nice and straight. And then a great big swath of the candy apple cardstock stamping on there. And I like, see what they did? They took these little florals and they just, alternated back and forth. There's that fun zip strip from one of the pattern papers. Layering up the stamped up florals. Don't they look so pretty? With the outline and then the base color and then the low light, the shadow. Beautiful. Pattern papers in behind there, matting in blue. And here they've matted this one in blue. And then they've matted the entire collection of things over here blue. Picture My Life card there. Some little banners. Gorgeous. Turning the page, we have the scrapbooking workshop kit. For the Hello Darling. So let's take a quick look at the 3 layouts. We've got this one here with the nice sapphire background. I love the little scalloped pieces that are the die cuts. And that nice little circle in behind the main photo there. And a little scallop circle on the other page, but in the same pattern. They used the pattern paper to create a center focal point there. Some of the burping. Some of the gorgeous florals going across at the bottom on this side and the top on the other side. A bunch of the little bows. And I also like how they left this nice big spot here to just put some white strips for journaling. Really makes your eye look for that journaling spot. Then here, the Celebrate with all the layered up different outlines and solid stars. And all the fun patterns, the party banner going across underneath the photos. Lots of stars everywhere. And then the base page are those red candy apple pattern with the stars. And yes, definitely, this would be really good if somebody won an award or something. Or you were taking pictures, what is it, like the Grammys and the Oscars and stuff. You have had a little Grammy or Oscar party. Would that be cool with all those stars? And here's more stars. We've got Summer Smiles. I like how they've made this base an overlay, so you just tuck your photos in behind. You don't have to try and cut them into stars. You just move your photo around in behind till you're happy with where it is and then stick it on again over here. And then the parts that got punched out have been layered up on top of other pieces. So pretty. They've done a little bit of splattering. The additional supplies they added were some Balmy Night Shimmer Spray, so that you could add a little bit of splattering on the pages. All right, here is the card making workshop kit, again with the stars. So we're going to have a couple thin cuts, a large and a small one, and this one actually does the stitch line around too, and also the little curved dovetailed banner. We've got Happy Birthday, Darling, Celebrate, Happy Birthday, little star border, and then different patterns. You can have an outline star, one with dots, one with filled in with stars, plaid or solid. So lots of variety you can create with that. Whew, I don't know what's wrong with my throat today. All right, so on to looking at the cards. So the card kit will make 16 for each of 4 different designs. I love how some of them, like these ones, have been cut out and added on top, but these ones have just been stamped in the background, so they don't even have the cut out edges like that one does. Sorry, I'm just looking. My eye is watering. Need to grab a tissue. I have what they call reactive airway. When you get coughing, then your eye starts watering and your nose starts running. And yeah, there we go. Much better. Okay. I love how they've also, because this is the bulk paper, we call this the bulk paper. Makers can purchase packs of this bulk paper, but it's the paper that's included in the card making workshop kit. So it's the stars and the stripes So this lovely sort of summer patio furniture pattern. I keep calling it Sunbrella, but that's a brand name. Stripey design, and then they included the zip strip. I love how they did some inking in behind these cut out stars. Isn't that beautiful? And they've even done that here in behind the sentiments and a little bit around in the background on this one too. Then they added the stamped stitch line on here using, oh no, those are hand drawn, sorry. This is stars. They've used that here. For some reason my brain said that was a stamp, but it's not. It's hand drawn. So the additional things that they said were a navy marker, the navy Le Pen, blending brushes, and foam tape, and then a bunch of the inks, candy apple, honey butter, sapphire, toffee, and black. Most people have something that they can use in their stash to go with those colors. And then we have our mix-in paper pack. If you have never purchased a mix-in paper pack, I would encourage you to do so because they are really versatile. They really extend your collections and allow you to pull in other patterns with your collections, but they're also just great in their own right. So let me just scooch this out of the way and show you those. I just realized I haven't looked at the comments for a while, and somebody's talking about something that Pamela said. Oh, you want something you don't want. Well, I'm sorry. In people in the books. Is the people in the books employees or demonstrators? Sometimes they are employees, and sometimes they are makers. So as a maker, I can submit photos and they will use them in the catalog. So somebody took these photos and sent them in, and then they keep them on file, and whenever they kind of work in with whatever collections they're using, they'll pull them out and use them. So it's really fun when we do the catalog walkthrough with the makers, because you'll hear people commenting, oh, that's my grandson, or that's my daughter, or, that's my next door neighbor and my cousin, because they've submitted those photos. All right, so in the mix-in collection, this collection is sort of a little bit distressed, which definitely goes along with Hey Handsome and the Cosette collection, as well as the Hello Darlin'. And so we have this one that looks, it's kind of like plaster or concrete. It's very subtle. It's mink, tone on tone, but it has that texture almost of like a plastered wall that's aged. And then there's a beautiful zip strip. Let me lift it up so you can see the pattern. A beautiful zip strip that goes across, and it's almost like an overlay. I don't know why it keeps changing color when I lift it up. I'll have to figure that out. Something to do with my lights. And then on the back side of this is the only tricky bit about the mix-in papers, is that the back side is a different pattern. And there's no duplicate. So the back side is this beautiful text that includes pictures. It's a bit like newspaper, but it's also kind of collaged. And it's all about florals. I guess it's less like a newspaper and more like a collage of things that have been cut out of a botanical book, if that makes sense. So we've got that one. And then the next one we have is this, which is a very similar pattern to what's in one of the other collections, the Cosette, but it's done in dark. And it's got that sort of feathery herringbone pattern, but it's very tiny and very close together, whereas the other one had gaps in between. And then the zip strip, sorry, I'm holding stuff in my other hand. The zip strip on top is a beautiful, romantic sort of design. And then the back side is a big check in the charcoal color. So that's the other thing you will find about mix-in papers. So this one was mink on both sides, and this one is charcoal on both sides. And then the next one is Seabrook. And look at that. Isn't that a gorgeous distressed piece of paper? I love how it looks like it's been folded. Things have been stacked on top of it. You know, it's maybe had some water damage and pieces of paint have come off it. Yeah, it's got a great patina to it. And then there is a lovely diagonal zip strip. And that's all in the Seabrook. And then on the other side, we have this, which is actually very similar to the charcoal zip strip, but it's now in Seabrook. On the back side, very pretty. And then the next piece is all in papaya. And look at that. It's a nice damask, distressed, aged piece of pattern paper with a very geometric zip strip on the edge. And then the back side is also in papaya. And it looks like a dot, but it's actually teeny tiny little stars in papaya all the way across. And then the next piece is toffee. And look at this. It's a beautiful linen, like an open weave linen, like an old tea towel type of vibe about it. And then Seabrook and toffee in a very distressed, worn pattern on the side. And then the opposite side, look at that. Ooh, I could just take a whole 500 sheets of this. So this looks like wood grain that has been painted a couple different colors and it's been sanded down like you're getting ready to refinish it. And it's old and weathered and delicious. I love me some wood grain. And then the last piece is in the pine color. And it has sort of an all-over distressed background. Sorry, I'm going off the edge of the camera there because I'm not used to the position it's in with the one being plugged in. But it has font all over it. Let me see. Finding the best catalog was finally established. It was given at the time. Someone noticed there were something directed to the mastering of one thing before taking up other presents. It's just random. You really have to look to see what it says. So it's just beautiful romantic script. And then the back side is this gorgeous little check. Very pretty. So here's one side of all the pattern papers with the back side of the zip strips. And then if we turn it over, we have the other side with the patterned zip strips. So that is the mix-in paper collection. And this paper collection is great even just for creating on its own. You can make some really cool stuff with it. But it also ties in with all of the collections in the catalog. And then let's show this one here. This gorgeous layout. I love all the splattering in the background they've done with papaya. Just splattering all over. So there's papaya, Seabrook, pine, toffee, mink, and charcoal in this collection. And they've used all these little strips to make this layout. And they're from all the different collections. This is Hey Handsome. This is Hello Darlin'. This one is from the Mix-In. This is Hey Handsome. I'm just looking for some Cosette because I know there's some in here. That's Cosette. So I love, even though they're very different collections, you take little strips of them and put them all together like this with just a coordinating cardstock in the center, and they look like they all belong together. Kind of like a crazy quilt. And then let's turn over. This is always the fun page to see when you're getting ready to move into the stamps. And so let's take a look at this quick. I love the colors that they're working on here because this is, of course, spring and early summer. So we're getting some nice, fresh colors. Look at that. There's little turtles. There's a skunk. There's some root beer floats. Gorgeous florals. There's some butterflies. Some fun little critters. Band-Aids. Bridal. Birdies. You know what I just noticed? We've got bear, butterfly, bird, bride, balloon, Band-Aid. Look at that. The whole page practically is all bees. All right. So this first one here is the best bonus stamp set. And we're looking at going into Father's Day and Mother's Day, right? And yes, Lynn's, distress wood, I know, right? So Father's Day and Mother's Day, but not everybody's family looks the same. So this stamp set is interesting. It's called Best Bonus Stamp Set. Parenthood is all about love, bonus support, bonus dad, bonus parent, best bonus. You are so much more than just a parent to me. You made the amazing choice to love me even though you didn't have to. Not by blood, but by choice. We are not step, we are not half, we are family. To my mom, dad, love. Isn't that really nice to have that, that aspect of family included in the catalog? And so here we've got some gorgeous layout happening here. And this one, I love that they included all sorts of those stamps. They just made a whole collage of stamps with a little bit of hand stitching in between, even a little bit of inking in behind, creating a little, using the fancy brackets, thin cuts to create a journaling spot. They did some stamping with the hearts in behind. So pretty. I love that fresh look of the avocado with the wood grain and the toffee. Beautiful. A little bit of wisteria in there. And then on this side, we have 4 different stamp sets. So this first one is called Kids with Paws stamp set. And it says, my kids are cute and they have paws. And then the second one is Our Mum stamp set. And it says, Mother, our mom, best friend, confident, cheerleader, nurse, shoulder to cry on, and the glue that holds this family together. This third one here that's sort of done in the shape of a heart is We Love Grandparents stamp set. So we've got grandparents right in the middle. Then we've got Peepaw, Nana, Grandpappy, Grandma, Gramps, Pops, Grandpa, we love you. Then on this side we've got Meemaw, Granny, Pop, Grams, Pappy, Gigi. And then down here at the bottom, we have the Dad stamp set. So we've got Dad, smart, strong, adventurous, protector, the man, the myth, the legend, Daddy, Father. So up here at the top, if you have had the opportunity to watch any of the online videos from Close to My Heart, you will know who this person is in this photo. And so here they have used that stamp. These are 6x6 layouts. My kids are cute and they have paws. And so that is super cute. And then over here we've got Grandma and Grandpa and the stamped image there. A little bit of journaling, a little bit of splattering in behind. So fun. And let's turn the page. Now we're on to some little critters. And you know me, I love my little critters. We have a Friend Like You stamp, and they also come with thin cuts. So if you don't like fussy cutting out all these little guys and this little thing here, then there are thin cuts that you can get. So we've got Friend Like You. You are the best. I am blessed to have a. Thank you for being a. Missing you, my. I'm here for you. I cherish our friendship. But these are cute little kitty cats and puppy dogs. So look at this. We've got a little puppy dog in little overalls. Then this one is a little puppy dog with shorts and a t-shirt and a little bow. And then a puppy dog in a dress with a little headband with a flower. And then we've got a little kitty cat in a dress with a bow. A little kitty cat with a dress with a pocket and a bouquet of flowers turned to the side. I like that they're kind of turned at different angles. Then we've got this little kitty cat with a little bow tie and a vest on. How sweet is that? There's some artwork. Using some of those mix-in papers and cardstocks, some stitching with white gel pen, splattering with some of the white acrylic spray, adding in some distressing around the edge of the circle there, some torn paper, a little bit of inking in behind with that little heart. I love that they're fussy cut or die cut out and popped up on foam tape. Little things tucked in behind. So cute. So that's A Friend Like You. Kimberly is saying, love those. And then over here we have the Turtley Awesome stamp set. So we have Let's Celebrate, Hooray, Happy Birthday, You're totally awesome. Happy birthday, late but with the weight. You totally rock. Enjoy your day, and you turn my world upside down. Let me bring this so you can take a better look at those stamps. This one's a little sleepy guy. This guy's out swimming. This one looks like he's racing, bringing some presents, totally chilling. And this guy just looks super happy. And here's some artwork that they have created. I love the inking in behind the turtle here and in the center of the circle on the other side. Beautiful stripes. This one they've actually used the turtle stamp in the background, tone on tone with the toffee, to create some pattern paper. They also used the shell, I think, of this one to create a patterned little zip strip behind the sentiment. How fun is that? Gorgeous coloring. Beautiful. The next page, we have 4 different stamps happening on this page. So the first one is Your Friendship is a Blessing stamp set, and that's exactly what it says it is. Your friendship is a blessing. It's a small size stamp set, just a really nice sentiment. Then this one is called No Rain, No Flowers, and I love how they've got the upturned umbrella, you know, when you're out in the wind and the umbrella just goes boop. And then they've just filled it up with some flowers, and then there's also some raindrops that you can stamp on there. So no rain, no flowers. Then we have the Berry Special stamp set, and I love the edge that they did on this bear. It's like squiggly noodles to create it. So he looks very curly, and my one son has a teddy bear called Pudgy Wudgy that has fur like that. It just looks like all squiggly. So feel better soon. Very much love you, miss you, thank you. Sending a big bear hug. You are very special. And then this bottom one is called Hot Air Balloon Fest, and it has stamps and thin cuts, or you can just get it with the stamps. So there's a balloon. Then there's some animals you can put in the balloon, a giraffe, an elephant, a bunny. Then there's some florals and also some presents that can go in there. A nice banner, a little swaggy pendant banner, star. You're the best. Welcome, little one. Let your dreams soar, and happy birthday. So let me lift that up so you can see those a little closer. So you can see the squiggles on the outline of that bear where he's just all squiggly and nubbly. I love that. And then the balloon here at the bottom. Beautiful. And then let's take a look at some of the artwork. Look at this. I love how they've created the clouds in the back with some ink blending. Our blending brushes are fabulous for doing that. They've added in some of the enamel dots. And then look at the gorgeous coloring on that balloon. Isn't that just fantastic? I think that was done with watercolor pencils or watercolor paint. Maybe the pencils. And then putting the animals in the basket. So cute. But you can also add in the florals or the presents. And then there's a couple of little 3x3 cards that have been created with the Your Friendship is a Blessing stamp and the No Rain, No Flowers. And then down here we've got some more inking in behind the balloon. And they added in tone on tone on top of the inking. They added in the little stars as well. And then there's that cute little bear. Oh my gosh. He looks so cuddly. You just want to give him a good squeezle. Next page, we have some ones that are good for Father's Day, Mother's Day, and any other kind of celebration in between. So we have here on the left, we have Brood for You stamp set. And so the sentiments on here is a cold one for the old one. And then we've got Happy. You'll notice it's missing a P, but that's because you can stamp it twice. Brood for You. We're like ice cream and root beer. Better together. So there's your big old root beer float. I owe you one or a few. Birthday, cheers. There's some straws. There's a cherry on top. And there's the stamps where you can add what color of liquid and what color of topping you want on the top. So let me just lift this up so you can see. I love how they did the strips of all the colors of brown. They've got mocha and toffee and shortbread, and they've done where they flipped. So this is the dark side, the light side of mocha, toffee, dark side, light side, shortbread, dark side, light side. And then when they did the birthday, all across the top, They actually stamped in first generation and second generation, and they shifted it a little bit so that it created a shadow behind the birthday. How fun is that? They also used the cheers in behind here to create this strip of cardstock. A little bit of a scalloped edge all around the matting behind there. There we've got, I owe you one or a few. Look at those root beer floats. Cherry on top, straws, all the good things. A little cluster up there with the we're like ice cream and root beer better together. Loving it. Loving it. And then this one is called Limited Edition Stamp. And it's got this gorgeous hat here. So for those of you who like to wear hats in the summer, but then it comes with all sorts of things you can add to the hat. So we've got number one dad, number one mom, and then we've got number one dad to be, number one mom to be, bad hair day, number one adventurer. We've got a star, and I like how everything is kind of curved, right? So that it will fit and look dimensional on the hat. So the star is a little bit curved. Let's get lost. You're the best. You're an all-star. Mom, dad, limited edition, hats off to you. So let's take, and then there's the thin cut for cutting out the hat if you want, or you can just fussy cut it like I would. So here we've got the beautiful Cosette papers layered up under here. She's wearing a hat in the photo, which is nice, little journaling spot and cluster. But then the hat down here has had some inking done on it with watercolor brush and ink, and it says, let's get lost. So going out on a hike. I've been on one of those hikes where we got a little lost. And then here we've got some of the Hey Handsome papers in behind. And also this is that linen from the Mixed In collection. This is also from the Mixed In collection, this Seabrook paper in the background. But here they've done multiple hats. These are 6x8 layouts. So they've got one that's all-star, one that's number one, you're the best, and then one that's just got a star. Really cool. So that is limited edition stamp set and brewed for you. Then on the next page, we have Always Near stamp set. Let me just lift this up. So this one has a lot of sentiments on here. So we've got those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day, unseen, unheard, but always near, still missed, still loved, still very dear. There's a cute little sunset or sunrise happening there, a heart, and then in this drawn oval, always here for you, today, tomorrow, every day. I love this. It's sort of a watercolor blob, and then in relief it has one day at a time with a little heart. And then here we've got a quote from Helen Keller, what was once enjoyed and deeply loved we can never lose, for all that we love deeply becomes part of us. Sometimes there are no words, and then down here there are no words, you are being held tightly and are so loved. And then a little heart, a little leafy number there. So that is called Always Near stamp set. So let's take a look at the artwork up here. So here they've used that long sentiment and done it on a banner with a little hand-drawn line. Mixed in some pieces in behind. And they used, I didn't point this out, these little sketchy edges. They used those on the corners. A little bit of splattering. Here they've got some hearts that have been cut out using a thin cut. And then layered in some papers in behind. And then we've got a little bit of twine mixed in here, some glitter gems, enamel dots, and then the sentiment on top. Beautiful. The next page we've got Sounds Like It Hurt stamp. And I actually have this one. I forgot to show you. There's my turtle. Turtle. And then I've got this one, the Stampin' Thin Cuts for Sounds Like It Hurts. So here you can see these are the thin cuts. So there's a large Band-Aid, a small Band-Aid, and then the coordinating centers for those Band-Aids where there's the puffy gauzy bit, and then a little heart, and then all the stamps. And so they've got ouch, that sounds like it hurt. There's a little rainbow, get well soon, sorry you're sick, best wishes for a speedy recovery, here for you, praying for you, sending love, healing vibes, feel better. Then there's little faces, a happy face, a meh face, and a sad face. Some little hearts and stars. And then, of course, the thin cuts, the Band-Aid. Take a look at these. I just thought they were so cute, especially for younger kids. This would be really cute, but I think it's also nice because it's just kind of whimsical. You know, when you're sick or hurt and you're feeling like crap, sometimes a little whimsy just adds a little brightness to your day. So here I like how they use some really beautiful colors, lemonade, flamingo, and glacier. And they use the back side and the front side to create the two different colors. And of course, these sentiments are sized so that you can add them onto the Band-Aids, right? And then a couple little hearts. And then they use these little stamps here to stamp the background. So they created their own pattern paper, a few little bitty sparkles on there. And here's one where they've added the face in the center. You could even, most die cut machines will cut through felt too. You could even use felt to cut these out. That would be super cute. And then a little bit of splattering and banners in the background. I love this Feel Better. Kind of has that shadowy, shadowy font look. So cute. Oh, Kimberly had to go for grandbaby time. Hey, Samantha. Love the sentiments in the always near. Yes, those are fabulous sentiments. I love those too. I put an order in last night, and that was something I ordered. And then here we have a set that is stamps and thin cuts called Number Balloons. And so these are those big puffy balloon font, or just to look like balloons. We've also got 4 different kinds of strings. And then there's other little embellishments, you know, the bottom of the balloon. So if you wanted that as a balloon or just as a letter, the balloon little, you know, the knot is separate. Little sparkles and things. And then down here we have the Future is Bright stamp and thin cuts. So we've got all these sentiments, but then the thin cuts cut out the, what do they call it? The plasterboard graduation hat and tassel, and then a cute banner. Then there's also some florals and stars. You did it, class of. Hey, cool hat. Congratulations. The future is bright. To the graduate. Congrats, grad. So let me lift that up so you get a better look. And then on this page, you can see some artwork, how they've added it to a slimline card, class of 23. Using the white gel pen to add some detail around the edge. There's those little sparkles from the stamp set. Here they've taken a marker and just gone right around the edge of the paper. And here they've created a cluster of balloons. And you'll notice these large balloons, you'll say, hey, how did they do that? And what they did is they stamped the O, or the circle, the 0, that's what I'm looking for, the 0, but they masked the center of it. Sorry, so they created a whole balloon with the 0. Let me just, my eye is watering, running down my face. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay. And then, of course, adding in some of the stamped stars to create a border. Some, the little yellow ones are stamped stars. This little strip here was created with the starburst. Then we've got congratulations, you did it, and sort of in the classic gold tassel and the black hat. Then down here, hey, cool hat. I love how they added in the floral on that one. So it's interesting. These ones, they have the hat on top, right? They've thin cut it out and they've added it. So it looks like the head is tipped down. And this one, they put the cutout in behind. So it looks like the hat is tipped up. And then they added the florals underneath the plasterboard part of the hat. So you can get kind of 2 different perspectives with the same items. This page, I just have to say that this page made me very happy. And so I may or may not have bought all the stamps on this page. I just might have had to. So on this page, we have the bouquet stamp. And you can get it with a thin cut. I did not. But this gorgeous bouquet, because sometimes we like the florals all in a cluster, and we take the time to do the masking and the stamping and all the things, and it's already done for you here. And then that's called bouquet. The second one here is called Where Your Heart Leads. So it says, be who you are, do what you love, go where your heart leads you. Isn't that fantastic? What a great sentiment. And it's a nice big size, so it really covers the front of a card, but it would look gorgeous on a layout as well. Almost like big enough to be a title, let alone kind of like a picture of my life card type thing. Then this one here is called Leafy Background and Sentiments, and it creates a great big leafy background. And then it's got congratulations, thank you, happy birthday, I love you, thinking of you, and with sympathy. So let me just show you the size. So this this bouquet stamp, because sometimes it's hard to tell in the catalog, but if you look, it is true to size. So when you're looking at your catalog and you want to measure it and see, it's about 3 1/4 inches wide by 3 3/4 inches tall. Okay, so that's 100% true size on there. So that gives you an idea of how big it is. And the same goes for this one. The Where Your Heart Leads, that's true size. Okay, and then this one I think is even true size as well. Look at that, creates such a nice background. Let me see, just for frame of reference. I will check. It is 4 1/2. Yes, 4 1/2 by 5 1/2. So it's definitely going to fill the whole background of a card. Standard size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then the gorgeous sentiments. So this page just got me all excited. I had to buy it all right away. So if you're looking, that's page 51. So here on page 50, you can see some artwork that has been created. I love how they did swashes of color under here. And you know what? I think that's actually perhaps done with a stamp. I think that was from one of our background brushstrokes stamp sets or something, where they've just added, and it's very light watery color, or they might have done it with a paintbrush. I couldn't say for sure because I don't remember. And then the background here, they've used the background leafy stamp, but then they sanded the edges of the cardstock, so you get that worn off so that the white core is showing. They did that on the pine as well as on the ballerina. This one, they stamped the bouquet, but instead of stamping in the center, they stamped it off to the side and then added a little bit more over here. I love that versatility of it. Added in some glitter gems. This, they just added a little bit of color with some it looks like watercolor pencils that's maybe been lightly activated with a water brush. They even added some little stickles on these little spots here, and maybe in the center of the flowers as well. But again, with the sanding on the white core cardstock, doesn't that just look so pretty? Here they've done some stamping and just added a portion of it to here, which means you can add some more to another card. And then layered up with melon and ballerina and periwinkle, a little bit of the pine pattern paper from the Hey Handsome. And here they've done the two colors of ink. So the top half has been inked in pine, and the bottom half has been inked in sage. So you want to do the light color first, and then ink the dark, and then stamp. And where they joined it was right in the middle of the banner, which is very cool. A little bit of splattering in behind. And they also did some very light, like you can barely see it, stamping, like tone on tone, with the stamp set that creates the same pattern as this pine pattern paper from Hey Handsome. I think that's the scrapbooking stamp set that has that. You can just barely see it. Probably the camera's not even picking it up. And then here they've colored in, or used the cardstock. Is that cardstock or is that ink? Ooh, that's a good question. I think that's actually ink. They've smooshed into ink, maybe. Hard to say. And then, no, I know what they did. That sage cardstock, they sanded it first and then they stamped. That's why there's some of the stamping showing up where it's already been sanded. That's how they did it. I remember now. And then layering up with the thin cut bouquet, very lightly colored, and then add some stickles on top. So pretty. I love all the distressing they're doing with the sandpaper. Sandpaper was kind of the go-to thing in this catalog. They used it for the denim look, and they used it for this. And then turning over the page, we have 4 different stamp sets on this side. So over here we have Big Hugs stamp set that has hugs, big, from me to you, sending many, lots of, and kisses. And then we have Happy Day. So we've got happy, anniversary, mail, day, you make me. So you can do you make me happy, happy day, happy anniversary, happy mail, all those fun things. Then the number 3 one here is wishing you all the things. So wishing you were here, wishing you all the best, wishing you well, wishing you a happy birthday. So wishing all the things. And that sort of looks like, hand markering sort of font. And then number 4 down here, we've got hello stamp set. So it's hello, hi, friend, sunshine, there, happy, hey, just a note to say. And let's lift this up and take a look at the artwork. There they've used that pattern paper from the Cosette collection. No, sorry, the Mix-In collection. And layering up with the Seabrook, so peach and Seabrook. And then some inking in behind the sentiment. I love how they lined up the words like that. Hugs from me to you. They did a little bit of, that looks like gilt spray splatter on there. So pretty. And then they might have even used some stickles to do those little hearts. And then over on this one, we've got the hello there. I love how it's very monochromatic with rosemary and charcoal and linen, but then that pop of the peach in the pattern paper and also in the little butterfly with the thin cuts. So there's a little bit of leafy thin cuts happening there and the butterfly and a nice little tag. Hello there. And then let's go over here. We have beautiful bride stamp and thin cuts. Save the date. Beautiful bride to be on your wedding day. Miss to Mrs. And then there's cake and a floral cluster. Beautiful bride. Shoes, rings. And so let's see here up on the layout. They have done a lot of inking in behind the thin cut stamped image of the bride. They left the dress and the veil very clean, and then they added, because the bride in the photos has red hair, they added some red hair and a bouquet. And isn't that fun? And I think there's a little bit of shimmer brush and maybe some glitter gel on the veil to create a little bit of sparkle. So fun. Flipping over the page, we have Ornamental Borders stamp set. So up here there are 6 different stamps. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And like this top one makes me think of iron fences, right? And then just fun. This looks like braiding on a sleeve or something. And then some very ornate curly cues and different things. And then down here at the bottom we have the Family Roots stamp set. So we've got memories made here, a nice arrow, this sort of underline motif, blessed, a vintage camera, family, the spinning image, digging up our roots, this gorgeous watch, pocket watch, frame, little icons. And then you'll see here in the artwork how they have used that. So this one, they used that border to create a zip strip all the way across. Again, another one here, they've just flipped it upside down. They used the frame to put in some journaling, layered it up with the watch beside. Then they have over here, they have these used as little corner pieces with the lines in between. So they had to do a little bit of masking to create that look. And I think it looks really cool. They've used up some of the Hey Handsome here. This is some of the mix-in papers. They've got the distressed wood grain from the mix-ins and the pine words down here. And then over here, they've got this border all lined up there. But they created that by repeat stamping this little icon. So it's just repeat stamped all the way across to create their own border. Tuck in the little watch, the frame, the camera. I love how these little bits just kind of tuck in, which is great when you're working with vintage. And I hope that the video is working for the rest of you because my video died. But I've got it back now. Oh, Marilyn says she found us. Yay! Robin says very neat vintage. It sure is. Oh, Lynn's here too. And so then down here at the bottom, oh, they used hexagons. And they did some inking in behind there. They did some splattering, some sequins, lots of fun things. Then down here at the bottom, they used the beautiful suiting material from Hey Handsome. In the background, look here, they've done some gold heat embossing with one of the borders. There, they've added another border. Here, they've added that little arrow piece there. They've got a nice tag in behind for some hidden journaling. They used the one that looks like an iron fence to create a frame around here. So you just do a little bit of, mask off the end and stamp it across. And looks gorgeous. This is this line here. And then they've just taken this and turned it so that it says a square instead of a diamond to create the center on that. And then, of course, stamping a few little extra stars and things. Gorgeous. And those actually might be the stickers from the Hey Handsome. This next page I also loved, and I had to get everything on this page as well. It's a big page for only 2 items, but they're really fun. So let's take a look here. The first one up here is the Butterfly Slimline Embossing Folder and Stencils. So this is a slimline butterfly embossing folder. Let's see if I can get it out. I haven't actually had it out. It's a slimline, so it's really tight in there. I'm going to cut the end of the zip. And that usually helps to get it out. There we go. So we've got the embossing folder that embosses the butterflies. So we've got big ones, medium ones, and then various little ones all the way up there like that. Okay, and then we have 2 layers of stencil. So we have the first layer that's the outline. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it's the outline of the butterflies. And so you can do an all-over color. And then the second layer is the detail of the butterflies. And so that just allows you to get all those nice veins and whatever else anatomy of a butterfly. Create the pattern on the wings. So that is super fun because we've been seeing more of these coming out, and I'm super happy about that. So that is the Butterfly Slimline embossing folder and stencils. And then this one is the Slimline Thoughts stamp set. This one is kind of interesting because it's slimline. One is vertical and one is horizontal. So the horizontal one says, when skies seem dark and times get tough and you don't know what to do, just know you have a friend right here to support and help you through. And that's a quote from an unknown source. And then this vertical one says, thinking of you lots and 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 lots. And that just tickled my funny bone. And I thought that was an awesome sentiment. Oh no, Marilyn missed the Band-Aid. You'll have to go back and watch that. Yes, the vintage stamps are awesome. So anyway, these, I just had to have them. So of course, we're going to be playing with those. But here you can take a look at some of the artwork. So what has happened here is they've used Seabrook cardstock on this one on the left. Seabrook cardstock, and they ran it through with the embossing folder, through their embossing machine. And then, I'm going to lower it down so hopefully the color will come back to normal. And then they took sandpaper and they sanded over the raised embossed parts. And that's why you can see those sort of white edges. And then they used the detail stencil to add the details in. And because they're kind of far apart, you can add, a little bit of rosemary on this one, and a little bit of mulberry on this one, and a little bit of rosemary in this one, and a little bit of mulberry in that one. Because the stencil masks all the other stuff. They also added a little bit of splattering in with the white acrylic gloss spray. So on this one, they didn't even bother with the embossing. They just went ahead and did the base stencil first to create this sort of fade of color over each of the butterflies. And then they used the detail stencil on top to add more color on the larger ones. The little ones, these tiny ones, they just left plain. And I'm just going to double check. Yeah, see on this, the detail stencil, some of these little tiniest butterflies don't have detail, just the medium ones and the really big ones. Okay? So, and then here there's an example of where they have used that stamp, and they used the blending brushes to add some mulberry in behind the stamped image of the sentiment. So beautiful, gonna have fun playing with that. And now we were down to just the stamps of the month. And so the stamp of the month for April is this cute one that's called Sweet Tweets. And it's got these 4 little birdies. They are so cute. Look at that. I love that they're all looking. This one's kind of got his back to you. This one's turned away. This one's looking that way. This one's looking that way with his belly towards you. So cute. And I love the little details. I love this one who's looking this way. And the little feathers on the top of his head look like a little mohawk. They all have sort of little feathery bits. But because he's standing so upright, they're all kind of sticking up. He's got a little bit of, a little attitude on there. And so it's got birthday wishes, happy thoughts, just a note, sending, you're so sweet, love. There's a little branch. There's some little music note, little birdie feet tracks. There's a border with feet tracks, some extra little embellishments. And so we can look at the artwork that's been created here. Look at this. They've done them up with, I think, watercolor paint in that bright yellow. Isn't that gorgeous? It just like pop, there's a spring birdie right there. And they've added a little bit of color to the floral images on there. They added the little feet tracks going up the side. These are 12 by 12 layouts. Here they've added the happy thoughts with the little floral swags on either end. Some more little random feet tracks. So these 2 little ones, you can kind of go here and there with them. So cute. So that is Sweet Tweets. So the Stamp of the Month program is that you can purchase this for $27. Or if you put in an order of $60 or more, you can get it for the discounted price of $6.75 only during the month of April. Once April's gone, it's gone too. Or if you're a VIP customer and you put in a $60 order, you get this stamp set for free. You just have to add it to your order. How cool is that? And when you're ordering, it'll give you a little prompt at the bottom. Would you like to add the stamp of the month? So then in May, we have this one called Little Stinkers. Isn't it so cute? All these 5 little skunks on here. There's a little stump, some mushrooms, a dragonfly, some florals. And then it says, sometimes life just stinks. I stink at goodbyes. Welcome, little stinker. I smell a birthday and stinkin' cute. And so I, of course, as a maker, you can get these a little bit ahead of time. So I have these 2 already. I've just been itching to use them, but I've managed to hold off. So there's a little bit of a close-up look at those cute little skunks. And then here we've got some artwork. I love what they did with the mushrooms. Isn't that so cute? They went right around that circle, stamping all sorts of mushrooms in green apple and Sundance and Lagoon and papaya. Doesn't that just look so vibrant and fun? And then here they've done some inking underneath to create the grass. So cute. And I think on this one they even added some stickles on the white parts to make them just a little bit more pizzazzy. Turning over the page, I don't have this one yet because I can't order it just yet, but this is the June stamp of the month. And isn't it gorgeous? It's these 2 large silhouette stamps, as well as a couple, there's sort of a floral and then a tree. And then we've got grateful for you, thanks so much. Pardon me. But I love how long they are too, because you can see they actually go off the edge of your cards. So here they've done it straight on a silhouette. They created a background with some Distress Oxide ink, did some water splatter and lifted some color, and I think even some white gloss spray splatter on there, a few little bitty sparkles. But then they just stamp this, and that's where it's good to have a stamping platform, because you can stamp it multiple times to get that nice deep color. So it looks sort of like a sunset. And then on this one to me looks more like a sunrise. And down here where they've stamped these sort of bulrushes, sort of grassy bits, they actually stamped this in sage and pine. So they loaded up sage on the stamp and then loaded up the bottom with the pine and stamped it. And there's ink blending in here to create that beautiful background. But that's how they got this look of sort of that sunshine coming through the grasses look. And I think that is super, super cool. I like the ink blending in behind that big circle with the thanks so much. And you know what? They probably could have used a smaller circle on that, but I like how much space they took up with that circle. It just makes it look like a nice big sun, kind of one of those lazy days where you can hear, you know, the bzzz, the little bugs and, you know, just kind of hanging out in the field type of thing. That's kind of what it feels like to me. And so then we come to the last page, the back cover, where we have our Operation Smile stamp set. And this stamp set has been available since last August. So you may already have it, but if you don't yet, it's called Change the World. It has some fabulous sentiments on here and gorgeous florals. And I have used this a lot because these sentiments are really good for stamping on cards and layouts and even in the inside of cards. And the great thing about this is that $7 US of every purchase of this stamp set, Close to My Heart donates to Operation Smile, which is the charity that we support, which helps provide life-saving operations to children born with cleft palate and cleft lip. And so that is fabulous. We do lots of fundraising for Operation Smile, but that is your April to June Close to My Heart catalog. Woo! Can you believe we made it all the way through? Ooh, I was speeding up there at the end, so we weren't taking 3 hours, only 2.5. But I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that. We're going to continue throughout the day. I will be on 2 or 3 times doing some live crafting, and I'll also be posting some links and some games. And if you participate in the games, again, just like commenting and saying hello on this video, you'll get an entry in the door prize draw. And where did I put it? Somewhere I actually have the thing that we're going to be drawing for. Let me see. Where did I put it? Oh, it's this. We are going to be drawing for the bouquet stamp. So this beautiful floral, that is our door prize draw for the day. So if you comment hello on our live catalog walkthrough, and if during the live crafting videos, and participate with the games, then you'll get your name in multiple times into the draw for this at the end of the day. So have a wonderful day, and I'll be posting lots of stuff. And let me see, I will be back on at 1:30 with a crafting video. All right, see you then. Toodaloo. Bye.